Creating a study space that works for us is important in reducing our stress, helping us focus, and making our way through assignments. In this video, we'll be talking about how each of us can create a calm study space that works uniquely for us. My name is Dr. Park. I'm a psychologist for youth, and here at Through the Waters, we nurture youth mental health. The type of study space that works for each of us is really going to vary a lot from person to person, since what helps one person study can be very different, if not the opposite, from what helps another person study. I know people say that type of disclaimer thing at the beginning of videos like all the time, but I really mean it, especially with this topic. Personalize this. I talked to a student recently who was like, no tears homework for me. Basically means that I chill on the sofa and I read a paper on my cell phone. And that works for them because it's like a casual, non-intimidating approach. And so let's kind of talk through some tips, but again, totally personalize all of this as we go. So one tip is to create a space that's physically comfortable, but not so comfortable that we fall asleep. My 9th grade English teacher was a nun named Sister Marie, and she would remind us not to read our Shakespeare while lying down because we can easily doze off. So let's design our space so that it can physically support us being alert and relaxed, maybe sitting up or even standing if that's your thing. Try to have a setup that doesn't cause physical tension, muscle strain, or eye strain. I like being able to sit while I'm working on my laptop, but I also like being able to kick my feet up at the same time for whatever reason. So that's something that helps me to be alert and relaxed. Another really important tip is to regulate the noise level however we can so that it's conducive to our focus. Now, from a neurodiversity perspective, our nervous systems are all different, including how our brains pay attention and process information. So some people focus better in silence, whereas other people focus better when there's music or sound or some other audio stimulation going on. I'm definitely a silence person. Silence is golden and precious to me, but it's also harder to come by, so I use earplugs and a white noise machine to help me focus. And by the way, you can find links for those in the description below where it says a few of our favorite things. I've also talked to people who need the sound of a coffee shop or rain or energetic music in order to focus, so experiment with what works best for you in terms of noise level. Another tip is to declutter our space. I'm honestly not sure if this helps everyone. I have yet to hear someone say that they focus better in a cluttered space, but I'm open to that possibility. Like, leave me a comment below and let me know if clutter is helpful for you. If we are trying to declutter though, decluttering involves simplifying our space so that things are organized and put away. I like things out of sight, like behind a cabinet door or in a drawer. And that way I'm less likely to see them, think about them, or get distracted by them. Keeping most of what we need for studying in a particular place where it's easily findable, whether that be a corner of a room or sections of our backpack, means we don't have to spend our study time going on a noble but ill-fated quest to find all the things. Another tip is to create inspiration in our space. For me, that means I sit by a window when I'm writing. Like when I wrote this video, by the way, I was sitting by my window, looking outside. It looks out on my street, but there's at least a few plants and green stuff when I glance outside. I'm like, oh, don't burn myself when I do that. Maybe for some of us, having inspiration in our space means that we have a special spot in the library that we retreat to, or in our room, we put a few things on the wall that inspire us, or we befriend some houseplants. All of these tips are basically helping us create a study space that is calm and nurtures our focus. If we develop a regular habit of using this space for studying, we'll be training our body and brain over time to associate this space we've created with safety, calm, and focus. Our body and brain will learn that going into this space means it's time to focus, almost like we are cueing or priming ourselves for calm and focus. One last tip about this is to always pair this space, as much as possible, with calm and focus and like a relaxed state. We need to stop and take a break before we get tense, stressed, exasperated, exhausted, and so on. If we allow ourselves to get into that red zone, our body and brain are going to associate those negative feelings with our study space, and then we'll want to avoid studying in that space. So in other words, try to pair this space that you're creating with calm and focus and relaxation as much as practically possible, and avoid pairing this space with negative experiences as much as practically possible. So those are some tips for how we can create our own study space. If you have a favorite tip in creating your space, share that in the comments below so we can be learning for each other. If you found this video valuable, one of the best ways to say thank you is to click the like and subscribe buttons. It's free to do that, and it really teaches the YouTube algorithm to share this mental health content with other people who might be in need of it. In the links in the description below, you can download an entire list of coping tools for free. You can also sign up for our signature anxiety program called Peace to the People, where we take a deep dive into leveling up your tools for anxiety. I also have a couple more videos coming your way about exam stress and how to navigate that, so stay tuned and check those out.